Hi, I'm Smiley for Baseball. For about 2 weeks now, or more, hard to tell, I have been trying to record a fun Nuzlocke idea titled The Florida Man Nuzlocke. It has the traditional Nuzlocke rules. Pokemon faints, it's done. Set battle style, no items in battle for hardcore mode. 1 Pokemon per route, level caps, etc. But to make things interesting, I have Pokemon themed after Florida in ways that I thought would work, and a points buy system. Pokemon would have points based on their base stat total. Caught Pokemon would have their base stat total count rounded down. Chosen Pokemon had it rounded up. For example, Lechonk has a base stat total of 254 rounded down to 2.5 points. And Sandile, a Pokemon I used for both my failed runs so far, has a base stat total count of 292 rounded up to 3 points. I will state, yes, I failed it 3 times. I am not one of those people who will record a Nuzlocke and make it sound like I beat it first time. You might be able to do it most times, but added rules make it a little harder. But this was a fun premise. I added some rules and made my way out into the world of Paldea. But I learned a few things along the way. First thing I learned is even with cutscenes turned off, the early game has a lot of talking. I think they should someday add a skip early game option or a start here option. The early game of picking a Pokemon, meeting your mighty steed, talking to sidekicks, talking to them again, and again, and again, takes up a lot of time. Getting to the point where you actually start the story, I feel, is like 1 to 3 hours of work. A few quality of life options wouldn't hurt Pokemon. Second thing I learned is while in most games you can use your starter to blast through the early game, based on terrestrialization, if you choose Fuecoco or Quaxley, which I chose Fuecoco because Florida Gators and Crocs, the Terra Palmy with just Thundershock boosted by Terra is very annoying and will probably take you out. So you do need at least 1 Pokemon to help along the way. Third thing I learned is to plan ahead a little bit more. My first loss was just trying to get through the early game with Fuecoco and hoarding points to buy Pokemon after the talking portions of the early game. My second and third losses came from poor planning, poor catching choices, and again, trying to hoard points. In my second loss, I used and lost Sandile, another Croc Gator, to the Titan Cloth, which maybe I didn't need to do. I had Totodile, another Croc Gator, which I love, as well as a Wingull, which I could have used as a sacrifice. But instead, I lost Sandile, which would have helped when we got walled by Iono later on in the game. My third run, I lost my Flamigo, which Florida has many flamingos and a large flamingo statue in the Tampa airport, when trying to catch a Cloth. Cloth has a base stat total of 450, so would have been worth 4.5 points, which is really good. However, losing my Flamigo was bad for the second gym, but that's okay because Fuecoco could handle the second gym, but was far worse for the Dark type Team Star boss. Flamigo's fighting type does so much for the Team Star boss, and without him, we lost all but 1 Pokemon, which you would think could lead to a comeback, right? But the fourth thing I learned is to buy Pokemon when you have the points, in case you do something dumb. Our final Pokemon was Exeggutor, a pretty good, fully evolved Pokemon with a glaring weakness: Bug types. I run around an area that I know has Paldean Tauros, a Pokemon that would be okay against Exeggutor because it resists fighting type, and Tauros would be 4.5 points. However, I see a Spidops, which would have been worth 4 points. And because I recently bought a netball, I thought, this will be easy to catch. Why not make this your option? But I wasn't thinking about typing. Exeggutor got killed by a 4 times strong Bug Bite. That should have been fine. I had 10 points to spend. but I didn't spend them. So when Executor was knocked out, I lost the run. Look, Nuzlocks are hard. They are meant to make a game aimed at children a little bit more fun and challenging for people my age. Which I will let you guess. I'm not going to say that out loud right now. But human error can make the game harder as well. Learn from me, as I am learning from my mistakes right now. I plan on taking a short break from this Nuzlocke idea, maybe play some other games, before returning and attempting the Florida Man run again. This time, learning from my downfalls.